So I'll be presenting about my program for regular sleeping pattern. So the background literature that I've used is, so sleep can be defined as the body's resting period. So in our bodies we have an inner clock that signals the body as to when it's time to slow down and sleep at night, or what time to get up in the morning. So light has been strongly associated with sleep cycle, which is a person's circadian rhythm that allows them to feel sleepy at night and awake during the day much more naturally. So it's very important to stick to a similar and consistent sleeping schedule every night, which is an ideal way of allowing the body to have a sleep-wake cycle which is regular and to be able to find its natural circadian rhythm. So a few effects of not having a regular sleeping pattern would be cognitive deficit, attention and memory impairment, irritation, headaches and mood swings. At the same time, disturbed sleep has also been shown to manifest in those with an irregular sleeping schedule, where the ability to experience sleep which is of a higher quality and entering a deep level stage of sleep is remote. So both of these are quite important if you want to have a recovery period for the body and brain. A study by Pawlowski in 2019 showed that having an irregular bedtime routine and getting different amounts of sleep from night to night was linked to higher chances of having metabolic syndrome, which raises a person's risk for heart disease. So it's by Porter, he says that it's important to implement a behavioral of pharmaceutical interventions that can help restore a circadian system which is aligned and also enhance sleep. So the chosen behavior and the program used, so the habit that I'm planning to alter in this particular program is the habit of having an irregular sleeping time. So it's a self-made and tailored program. So the program duration is for about 6 weeks, with the first week being the baseline week, where the baseline week no intervention was done. It's the original set sleeping time that was observed. So the behavior monitoring system that was used is the eat or not table and sleep timetable. So the did eat or not table basically entails about whether I've done the strategies for that particular day, and the sleep timetable is where I recorded the time that I go to bed every single night for the next 5 weeks. So the theory that I've used is the health belief model by Becker and Rosenstock in 1984. So for the first two components, which is perceived susceptibility and perceived severity, so it can be related to the context or the construct of the program in terms of when I'm able to sense that sleeping at irregular times will disrupt my inner clock, which in turn would result in cognitive impairment or even heart diseases, and if prolonged may result in cognitive disorders, I may will motivate me to follow the program much more. So in terms of perceived benefits, when I perceive the possibility of me developing cognitive related disorders, if I follow it, the symptoms of possibility of me getting cognitive related disorders will be reduced. Therefore, I'll probably much more follow the program. And in terms of perceived barriers, though I may be aware of the potential impact of sleeping at irregular times and the severity of health costs that comes along, I may face barriers or make excuses of not to follow the program. So example of barriers that I might face is being tired, being lazy, or due to time constraint of my daily schedule. So this is the degree of my program effectiveness, which is 70% effective and 30% ineffective. So factors that have contributed to the effectiveness or ineffectiveness of the program. So in terms of ineffectiveness was due to time constraint of my daily routine schedule. So basically the moment I finish class at suppose at 4 and the moment I reach home is 5:30, and the moment I finish my yoga or meditation practices it's usually 8:30 or 9. So I don't have time to follow some of the strategies like doing exercise. So the factors that contributed to the effectiveness of this program is the natural programming and tendency of my body not to fall asleep immediately. So the moment I head to bed, I can't sleep immediately. So this gives me a gap time to actually listen to some relaxing music or wind down before I sleep. So suggestion for improvement of the program effectiveness is to implement the program at a time when I am in a break time where ample of free time there's a lot of free time available for me to follow the program diligently. And second would be to focus on one strategy at a time rather than exercising many strategies at once. For example, in this program I have 4 strategies, so I should focus on one strategy which will increase the effectiveness of the program. So conditions under which the behavior is most likely and least likely to occur is, for most likely, when it will most likely to happen is when many assignments are piled up and needs to be done and requires to be submitted the next day. I usually stay up later than usual to get it done. And also when I use my phone to watch videos or use and browse through social media feeds. So the condition where this is least likely to occur is when I do rigorous exercise in the evening for consecutive days. So it will help me to be much more tired. So when it's bedtime, so I'll be able to fall asleep much quicker than usual. And also the possibility of me using my phone to browse through social media feeds will be lower as I'm already tired. So situational factors that would increase or decrease the behavior would, for increasing the behavior, would be too much work or assignments are piled up and have to be completed. So my mind tends to be filled up with lots of checklists that needs to be completed, giving a sense of incompleteness when my assignments are not yet done. So this would make my mind much more chaotic and not allow me to sleep. At the same time, not having a class next day would give me an excuse to mindlessly use my handphone to watch videos or use social media. So factors that will decrease the behavior would be feeling tired after doing exercise or doing assignments. It reduces the time that I would spend to use my handphone just before bed, allowing me to sleep faster and on time without wasting time on any unnecessary habits like scrolling through social media feeds. So personal factors that would increase this behavior would be my compulsiveness to use mobile phone every night before I sleep. So screen time exposure has been shown, which emits light, has been shown to disturb my circadian rhythm, thus reducing my ability to sleep at a specific regular time. So the behavior change facilitators and barriers. Barriers would be laziness to do exercise, feeling insecure or weird when phone is not being used half an hour before bed. Coming back home late after class, I may feel too tired to do exercise. And after I complete my yoga and meditation practices, I can't seem to have my dinner early and let time to go for walking. So the facilitators would be instant effect of feeling more energized and healthy and refreshed. And I also observed that I was much more productive and got more work completed in a shorter span of time. So this would motivate me to want to follow the program guideline much more diligently. So these are the strategies that I've used, which is don't look at the phone screen half an hour before sleeping, and I will make time to unwind, like listen to relaxing music or watch a short comedy show. And third would be to have dinner 3 to 4 hours prior to bedtime so that stomach is somewhat light, and go for a brisk walk exercise to help make my body tired so that my body will fall into sleep much more effortlessly. So this is the behavior monitoring system that I use. So this is the progress record table for whether or not I did the strategy that has been suggested. And this is the sleep timetable where I recorded the time when I went to sleep for each and every day. And so that would be all. Thank you.